and welcome to the first of the big interviews for TTG in 2012. I'm Sophie Griffiths, Deputy News Editor, and I'm joined by Giles, Hawke, Sales and Customer Services Director from Complete Cruise Solution, the trade-facing arm of Princess, P&O and Cunard. So Giles, thank you very much for joining us today.
You're very welcome. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. Just looking back over the past year now, obviously quite an interesting year for CCS with the changes to remuneration that were brought in.
Yeah.
Part of the aim was to stop agents from discounting left, right and centre. Has it worked? Has the changes to commission worked in stopping that?
I would say overall our change to commission has worked for us and has worked for a lot of our travel agent partners. The key reason wasn't just to stop discounting, it was to give a better consumer proposition so customers weren't confused about where they bought their cruise and what price they bought it at. And we're seeing a much more common approach to the price that people pay for our holidays in the market. Right. Interestingly, there's still a lot of competitive travel agent rebating on other holiday products and other cruise products outside of our own, but we do seem to see, for the most part, that the price that people are paying for holidays is very consistent wherever they buy that holiday from. So probably in terms of that aim of achieving more consumer clarity, then we've managed to do that.
At the time, agents were less than favourable, or a lot of them were, to the changes. I mean, how has that reaction? Has that changed, or people sort of slightly happier with how they've seen the results come out of it?
I suppose it's one of those things that anything you do that's quite different, maybe could be called radical, there'll be very different views of it. And I think, everyone, when they're presented with something that's big change, there's a nervousness about change, that change curve that everyone has to go through. Probably the reactions we had from some travel agents when we first introduced our changes was probably not surprising. Having said that, we had a lot of very supportive travel agents, and when I look at our sales stats and our figures over the last year and for 2012 sales, which is where the changes apply, some travel agents, there's a few travel agents who have chosen not to continue to work with us in the same level of partnership that they did before, but we've seen some substantial growth from some of our big partners. We've seen a lot of partners maintain their share of our business, and we've seen an interesting growth in sales from smaller travel agents. So those who previously may have done 1 or 2 bookings a year, we're seeing triple-digit growth amongst that group. And over the last year, looking at 2012, if we group our sort of small agents together, their share of our business has doubled versus 2011. So we're seeing it work for a lot of travel agents. And I think it's one of those things that as people, as travel agents get used to it, they understand it better, they see that customers are returning to them because they're not going on board and being told, oh, you could have got a big discount if you booked elsewhere. They're seeing less shopping around. So when customers book, they're not saying, how much are you doing it for? Now I'll phone someone else and how much are you doing it for? So they're getting a better conversion rate on our holidays as well. And it's that sort of repeat factor that we I think we'll see kicking in during 2012, where agents will see that those customers they've booked, because they're not getting that discount message that they might have got in the past, will come back to that travel agent to book their next cruise. So
are sales for CCS up year on year?
As we look at 2012, it varies by brand a little bit, and you can't look at things in isolation. The economy has been challenging. We've got different types of cruises. So if you look at passengers, if you look at revenue, if you look at net yet revenue, so it depends what metrics you use. Overall, we are happy with where we are for 2012, and we're in a very similar position to where we would have been at the same time last year.
Okay. Do you have figures, or do you sort of know numbers for the agents that have sort of decided not to sell CCS and have moved away?
Yes. I mean, the agents who've moved away, it's probably visible. The agents who may have been more visible and are now less visible, that probably sort of to some degree says who they are. Right.
Okay. But you have attracted a lot of smaller agents.
We've attracted a lot of smaller agents. We've got growing agents or new agents who are growing very fast, and we've got some of our very big agents who are continuing to be highly supportive and drive huge sales for us. So we're very happy with the changes that we made. We feel it's working for our business, and for a lot of our partners it's working as well.
And any plans to review this commission structure? Will it stay the same as it is now for the next few years?
We've made a big change. We're not going to be going back to where we were, that's for sure. we see a lot of benefits in what we've done for our customers, for ourselves, and for a lot of our travel agents. And it's interesting, a lot of our travel agents, not all, but a lot of our travel agents are telling us that they're making as much money as they ever made. And in many ways it's easier because they haven't got that very cutthroat mentality out there of people taking away another 0.5%, another 1% in terms of giving away commission, and customers really doing that shopping around that they used to have. So, you know, we constantly review, we constantly listen to what we're being told, we look at the market, we look at the stats, we constantly analyse what's happening. Would we tweak what we're doing? Possibly. Are we planning to make big changes? No.
Right, okay. The 5% commission level, is that similar for most travel agents, or does it vary at all?
It's broadly the same for everybody. There are a few travel agents who have the opportunity to earn a little bit more, and that is based around their opportunity to take us into parts of the market that we may not otherwise go, to give us sort of exclusive opportunities, to talk to customers we might not be able to, and who are investing heavily in marketing our product and in supporting us. So there's not this massive discrepancy between travel agents, but a few agents have the opportunity to get a little bit more based on their support of us in terms of a highly visible presence and the marketing spend they're putting in.
You mentioned before this issue of direct marketing and sort of targeting customers who are cruising with you. Yeah. What's your policy on that?
To attack that question from the first angle about onboard sales, we are very focused on attracting onboard sales to get customers who are on board having a fantastic holiday to rebook with us. The first approach with anyone who rebooks with us is to rebook with a travel agent they booked with in the first instance to come with us. So it's a great opportunity for travel agents to get repeat business without having to go out and do that marketing and do that.
And you promote the travel agent?
We promote the travel agent as part of that equation.
Right.
You know, it's valuable to us, it's valuable to the travel agent. And we're seeing a good take-up of both bookings and what we call future cruise down payments, where people pay an amount of money to secure a benefit for the next time they book, and then they go back. And the travel agents get a list of those customers. They can get that on our website, of those customers of theirs who've bought that future cruise down payment, that they can then target to market to, knowing that they've got a commitment to purchase again. Okay. With regards to marketing, you know, we've always marketed to our customers. Obviously, we seek their consent before we do so. We've always marketed to our customers, and our message in the vast majority of cases is the 3 ways to book. So call this number, go on this website, or book through your travel agent. We've done a couple of trials recently with passengers who booked with us direct last, with a 2-way to book message, because if they've chosen to book with us direct in their last booking, they've made a decision to have that direct relationship with us. We're doing a trial on that at the moment. We may or may not continue with that approach.
Right.
What I would say, though, is our focus is very much on business through travel agents.
Okay.
We invest in between April last year and the end of January this year, we will have spent just under £11 million in joint marketing activity with travel agents in the market across our three brands.
If travel agents are your sort of core sort of focus, then why even bother with direct marketing?
I think if a customer's chosen to deal with us directly, then we probably have an obligation to talk to that customer. The direct marketing, which is different to direct selling, and be very clear about that, the direct marketing is very much focused on making sure our product gets in front of customers. Now, the benefit actually for a lot of travel agents is we're spending the money getting that product in front of customers, and the vast majority of those customers continue to go to travel agents to make their booking. In addition to which, we're doing that substantial marketing with travel agents to talk to customers. So I think actually for travel agents, those who offer a great service, offer great product knowledge and look after their customers, probably what we're doing, I think, benefits them hugely. There's no reason for a customer not to go back to their travel agent to make their booking.
Okay. So even though you're sort of directly sort of targeting customers with leaflets through the door and things, you're still advocating to book with a travel agent if that's who they...
Yeah, we're talking to customers as a brand that they've chosen to travel with, as we always have done and as every other travel brand does. Okay. But we're still advocating that booking message through travel agents.
Okay. Towards the end of last year, you brought in some new changes to your payment rules. I think it was following the demise of Giles that you sort of decided to initiate them. How are they going?
That's useful to talk about that, because what we did is we have started talking to travel agents about how we make payments to us more secure. We are Complete Cruise Solutions, part of a massive global corporation, the biggest leisure company in the world. We have obligations to our shareholders to make sure that the money that is ours as a business is protected. The way the current system works in terms of travel agents collecting money from customers and then paying it to us presents a risk to our business. Right. If the balance is due to us at 90 days before travel, from the customer to the travel agent and the travel agent to us. Some travel agents, and not all, some travel agents are maybe collecting 6 or 7 weeks in advance of that 90 days. Right. The moment the travel agent collects the money from the customer, we are liable to provide that holiday, even if we never see that money. Right. So what we're focused on is reducing the risk of the money that's held on our behalf that we haven't yet seen if a travel agent gets into financial difficulties. Now, we started that process probably a year and a half ago. We believe that process will continue for probably another year, year and a half. And we're working on an agent by agent basis to find ways to make it work for them and for us. So eventual aim is to make sure we've got financial security of the money that's due to us. Equally, we have no desire to put travel agents out of business by doing that. So we need to work with travel agents to work through a transition plan that works for them and works for us. So it's not it never was and isn't an immediate, you must do this today. It's a how can we work together to get to that place, what does that look like, and how can we do that with a minimum impact on your business as a travel agent. Right.
What about sort of changes within CCS? Are there any more sort of planned changes to the management team?
No, interestingly, the recent changes with Mark Pilkington, our head of sales, deciding to leave wasn't a planned change, despite what some people have said. Mark is leaving. He's been with us 10 years, done a fantastic job. He's got a great new opportunity somewhere else, and it's time for him to do something different in his career. Had he not chosen to leave, he certainly wouldn't have been going. Right. I need to review where we are, how our sales team are functioning, what the gap is that Mark leaves, but we will be looking to recruit a head of sales in the near future, and no other real planned changes.
Okay, and do you use travel agents yourself?
Yep, I do. I use travel agents, I use tour operators. I'm going skiing a couple of times this year. I've used a travel agent for one of those holidays. I'm talking to a travel agent about my summer holiday. Right. And I think travel agents can add a huge amount of value. What's important though is, to me, in a travel agent and booking my own holidays, I think this is common for a lot of people, is not just to be told that's the cheapest one, is someone can add real value and knowledge and expertise into my purchase decision. So can give me a range of options, can help steer me in a direction and understand exactly what I want from my holiday. So ask the right questions and then come up with the right sort of answers.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Giles.
Thank you.